So in 2017 of September, after our anniversary, I had a relapse. Before that, I was dry for 8 years, and I use the term dry intentionally because I was sober from alcohol and any substance, but I had a sexual addiction issue. And based on that issue, it led me back to alcohol and drugs. I was broken. I was defeated. I had shame heavy on my heart, but I was also prideful, and so there's a lot of pride that God wanted to humble me with. You know, He wanted to bring me down low as possible.
And I remember waiting for my husband one night and him not returning home and asking my pastor, what what do I do? I don't know what to do. I need you to tell me what to do. And my pastor said, "Okay, I need you to do this. I need you to go get rest and we're going to try this again in the morning. And if you don't hear from him, I need you to go ahead and call me." So I called him in the morning and I told him that I don't know where my husband is, that I may have a clue. And I asked him if he can go with me. We went to the location and I knocked on the door a numerous amount of times. And my husband finally, at the maybe the 50 millionth time of knocking, opened the door and it looked like he just was lifeless. I remember going up to Darnell and kissing him, and Pastor looking at him and saying, "Are you ready to come with me?" I think Darnell was concerned that we didn't have the finances for him to go into an 8-month program. But I remember my pastor saying that I'll take care of her. I remember getting into my vehicle as he went off with my pastor, and I was crying, and I felt alone at that time, knowing that it was a blessing and the most traumatic thing I would ever have to experience. I remember going through a Rolodex of people that I thought maybe I could call on, but I didn't find anybody that I could trust with my story until one of the people here told me that I should go into counseling. And that's when I found Jolynn to be the lending ear, someone that was a mediator to talk to, that my husband, who was a pastor, there didn't have to be any additional shame or guilt in, but she was able to communicate with me in a way that didn't create a shame spiral. And she didn't have any preference or prejudice towards my husband because of what he did, but allowed me to walk in and to share my story with her and to really highlight the areas that I was responsible for, and to also recognize that I wasn't at fault for the decisions that he made, but enabled me to realize that his seed form of these issues were not because of something that I did. I hated myself because I thought everything that he did was because of me. And Jolynn had helped me realize that it wasn't me. I just remember sitting in Jolynn's office and I wanted her so bad to always be on my side, but she was so
She was balanced.
she was so balanced. And I loved that about her, that she made me put on lenses to allow me to have a different perspective and look at things from his point of view. And I think really that's one of the major things that I took away is, God, how do you see my husband? Because right now, I'm not seeing him very clear.
I agree. She was a phenomenal mediator. And I felt the exact same way. Like, Jolene, please just take my side. And there's times where she'll push and prod on Abby, and I'll be like, yes. But then in the same session, she'll turn around, push and prod on me. And then I was like, okay, she's healthy, and this is what we need, because I'm unhealthy, and we need a safe place to be able to talk about these things.
Because of HopeNet, there were things that I discovered that I didn't even know internally that there was conflicts going on within me. And if we didn't communicate, it would have been a detriment to our marriage. Jolyn facilitated communication. I feel like we've been given the tools to take it back home and utilize it. We're different.
From seeing the willingness from both of us to be able to show up and actually have those hard conversations and put in the work, but then also have a model and an outline and the tools to say that if we could do this in that session, we definitely could do it at home together. This simply means I love you unconditionally, and I never do anything intentionally to hurt you. And that right there was the bridge to the gap that we were missing.
My husband is restored. I got a brand new husband, and you can't pay for something like that, and you can only bring honor to God because of it. And I think HopeNet played a large part of my healing in order to be able to receive that and not allow my husband to feel constantly stuck in the decisions that he made in the past. The Christian, godly aspect of this was important to us. I don't think that I would have submitted myself to the process if it wasn't around my faith. If I was at a counseling center that didn't acknowledge who God was, I wouldn't have allowed it to be for me. But HopeNet was for me.
We could sit and put on a show in front of people all we want when we go to therapy or counseling, but if we're not really invested and intentional about healing and restoration, when we get home it won't look the same. And so I would just say, apply what you've learned in your sessions.
I'm glad that we were referred here. There was a godly orchestration of us needing to be here. And I would say that the more intimate and vulnerable you are with your counselor, the more you're willing to just speak in a place of true transparency. I believe that that's where the most transformation happens.